short of his 40th birthday. Good genes and longevity for the Brancos.
I think Lynes' tactics are wrong. He's going to have to get some power into his shots. He's going to have to go out and win some rounds here. Branco has tightened it up on my card over the last couple of rounds.
Yes, he's closed it. He's tightening things, Gianluca Branco. And if the judges gave some of those earlier rounds to him as well, forcing him back, crowding him.
Branco is giving that little bit more of himself, and that's what's going to count in this kind of fight. Colin Lynes has to find a way to match that.
Not enough from Colin Lynes. Well, this is really well poised. Gianluca Branco being kept up by his corner. Very calm over with Lynes and Paul Cook. Should they be firing Lynes up a bit more?
Yeah, he has to engage Branco. He has to take the play away from him. This is not the way you cut. You will not hang on to a title on the back foot over here.
The Lynes fans behind us, very quiet at the moment. One or two just biting their nails. Nervy times for British supporters as Gianluca Branco shows us his quality and his heart as well here, Jim. He wants this.
Yeah, well, I thought he looked a little bit tentative leading up to the fight. In the first couple of rounds he did. But he said, definitely made his mind up now. He wants his own title back.
So important, these last 4 rounds for both men. Good combination there from Colin Lynes. Is it catching the eye of the judges, these little bursts?
This is better from Lynes, but I'd still like to see if he was capable of pushing Branco back. Nothing fancy, just what was working earlier on the left with the right hand straight down the middle. Because Branco's more aggressive now than he was earlier. A good shot from Branco. So he should be more easily caught by punches. But Lynes has to step in with those punches.
A cute right hand there from Gianluca Branco, who's covering up well and is marching Lynes down. He certainly hasn't got the middle of the ring as he did in the early sessions. Boxing brains ticking over in there.
Well, putting punches together again, Lynes. Some better work in this round, but he's still on the back foot. Still, the impression you have is that Branco is the one pushing things, the one giving that little bit more of himself.
Yeah, Paul Cook employing Colin Lynes to land the combinations. Branco solid, strong, tough, grinding Lynes down. Been a real change, hasn't it, this Jim?
Well, it has, yeah. I mean, we said that the only fights that Branco's lost has been in the top world class, and we can see why. Because he is a real good, solid fighter, and he's producing better form than I thought him capable of. Good little burst from Lynes there. But still, for me, too much on the back foot.
Yeah, 2 or 3 of these rounds have been very tight, nip and tuck.
Again, I think we have a situation, Colin's trying to nick the rounds with nice tidy boxing, whereas Branco is laying himself on the line and going for it.
Yeah, physical strength seems to be with Branco. He's come right back into this, Gianluca Branco.
Ce la puoi ancora fare.
Last 4 or 5 rounds, and everything has changed and shifted. Now, Lynes has got to answer some questions.
No, I mean, looking at this, you can see who's the one who's prepared just to give that little bit more, just do what's necessary. It's time for Colin Lynes to respond and do the same. Take some chances, He has a good chin, nothing wrong with his chin. He can stand his ground here and beat this fellow at his own game.
Jim, he's also been 12 rounds 5 times before Colin Lynes. Branco only 2. So these should be his sessions.
You would hope so, but I must say Branco is in real good shape and the fight has turned in his favour, so he's the one on a roll. You see, I've had Colin from 4 rounds up to all square now because he's given the initiative away to Branco. And if I've got Branco level, you can be sure the judges maybe have it even better for him.
He's got to throw everything at it now, Colin Lynes. And surely he knows that. An intelligent guy out of the ring to deal with the sad death of his father, David, at the end of last year due to cancer. His daughter Courtney at home, waiting for that European title belt to come back through the door in his house in Hornchurch, but will it? Boxing, you get the feeling, Jim, he could do this, Colin Lynes.
Well, maybe we're not giving Branco credit for how tough he is. The fact that he's prepared to stand in the centre of the ring, and no matter what punches he's forced to take, he doesn't budge, he stays right there. So Lynes is going to have to step in with solid punches. He's spoken about hand trouble in the past. I wonder if there's anything wrong with his knuckles at the moment. Doesn't seem like it. But he's going to have to... Oh, a beautiful shot. That's what we want to see. He's capable of it. Give us some more of those.
Occasionally, he really detonates one, Colin Lynes, and that right hand is having good effect on Branco.
He's still reaching with some of the punches. He's going to have to step in with them. This is better from Lynes. Long overdue. He's going to have to impose himself again as he did earlier.
He has damaged his hands, as Jim correctly said. Last time against Juho Tolpa, it was the left. He has a golf elbow type of injury in the right that sometimes he carries, but he's got to dig in, not worry about those sort of things, and just try and eke out this job.
Well, he might just be stopping the rot here. We've seen some good shots. Branco not anything like as effective as he was. Lynes coming forward that little bit more, but he's going to have to do that for the rest of the fight. Got to try and regain the initiative in this one. Good job from him.
Better boxing from Colin Lynes in this, the 10th round. And how he needed a good session. Must sustain it though.
Well, Branco had to raise the pace because of the poor start he had. Wonder, has he emptied the tank? It doesn't look like it. He's moving around quite solidly, but not the same level of action from him.
Now Lynes slipping. There's sweat from the heat in this ring in Turin. Who can keep their focus better? Who wants this European belt more? Championship rounds. This is what it all comes down to.
Much better from Lynes.
Crowd are enthralled here. Gianluca Branco, who held this title back in 2001. Great effort to try and regain it. Had good wins back then over the likes of George Scott, the Swede, and the man from Denmark, Alan Vester. Carefully to Paul Cook.
But that was more like it. He initiated more attacks, he committed himself a little bit more. He gave of himself the way Branco's been doing in the previous rounds. You can see the little snarl on his face up close. Maybe he's prepared now to do what's required.
The British super featherweight champion just behind us, Kevin Mitchell, who's been sparring with Colin Lynes, flew over this morning to support his man. He's looking tense. He knows it's close. It has to be. 6 minutes to go. Gianluca Branco has got right back into this. But the 10th was a Lynes round and needs to build on it. Good start. Will he have a good finish?
He has to make a real effort to push Branco back. Branco is a different fighter altogether on the back foot. Beautiful shot from Lynes. Step back in again.
Wonderful punch from Colin Lynes, who knows he can hurt Branco. Had him down in the second. That could be vital at the end. We just don't know.
I mean, Branco's taking big chances here. He's easier to hit now with solid punches because he's committing himself so much. But Lynes has to step in and deliver those punches.
Still moving well, Colin Lynes.
Now this is better from Lynes. Punches together. 3 punches with the power on the left hook.
Yeah, sometimes Branco robotic. The reflexes of old, not quite with him. But the commitment is.
Good burst of action from Lynes here. Must stand his ground, no more back foot boxing. Stand his ground, be prepared to take the pain. Believe me, it'll be worth it if he gets through this one with a victory.